What's up, everybody? Hey, guys, my name is Zojalix Alex, a freelance esports FPS caster. Welcome back to another video. Got a lot of really cool things we are going to be talking about here today. EWC for Call of Duty is coming up. It is like right around the corner. I think it's a couple weeks away. I don't know how much I'm going to be able to watch. Just because I still work a 9 to 5 right now. Please do subscribe to my Twitch and YouTube to be able to fix that, or support me on Ko-Fi. All those links will be in the description below. I don't know why I'm doing this, but I'm excited. Today has been a crazy day for me. I have a really cool announcement that first I'm going to share for all of you guys who are here on stream. I also want you guys all to be able to see this. So, boom, it's here. I am going to be an official caster for the HP League. Now, if you don't know what the HPE League is, let me break it down here for you. So, we've got HP League. It is going to be EU and NA's biggest X-Defiant League. This is going to be an official esports tournament, esports league that is going to be ran for X-Defiant. They have multiple different divisions here. This is their NA division. Here is, well, NA scene. There is currently right now, there's going to be a $10,000 prize pool. So it's $10,000 minimum for some of the top teams for X-Defiant that are going to be playing in North America. There's going to be up to 6 divisions, possibly less, possibly more, depending on all that stuff. A lot of stuff with this is currently still up in the air, but this is going to be something that I'm going to be a part of talent-wise, is the North America division. If you guys are watching this and are like, hey, I'm an X-Defiant player, I'm interested to see what this is, but I am an EU. Well, good news here. They have a EU division as well. You can go ahead and play in Europe. Again, another £10,000 prize pool with possibilities of up to 6 divisions. And then another, again, phenomenal opportunities here. So that is exactly, I mean, it's going to be amazing. And not only that, they also have a women's division that has $1,000 minimum. The winner of the women's division is going to be playing, will be upped into the $10,000 league. So any women that are competing in the HP League are going to not only win the $1,000 prize, plus any other additional prize pools, but they will also be qualified for the $10,000 league. It is something that is absolutely flabberdabominal. I don't know why that's the word that came out of my head, but it is. That is exactly what is. That is what I am indeed talking about, chat. This is something super cool. I'm very excited to be a part of this. There are some amazing people that are already involved in terms, I mean, we've got Seymour Casts is somebody who I will be sharing the mic with. We've got The Llama. We've got RDIRL, Katie Bedford, Zep, I Hold Shift. Just some absolutely phenomenal talent is going to be all included, including myself. I'm still kind of blown away by the fact that this is even something I'm going to be a part of. But either way, that's that big announcement that takes up the first 4 minutes of this video. Even though this isn't even half the stuff that we are going to be talking about in this video, we are going to be diving into some CDL stuff. So EWC, we have the Esports World Cup is coming up in August. That is right around the corner, where our Call of Duty League teams are going to be competing, as well as some Challengers teams are going to be competing for a prize almost to the same level as COD Champs that just finished up here. I think it's like a week or 2 weeks ago. Yeah, so August 14th is when the Esports World Cup will be starting. It'll be very high prize pool. There's a lot of debate about whether or not Champs is if this is considered to be another level with Champs or not. Personally, I think the COD players are going to be looking at Champs higher, especially for those players who have been around for a long time. They're going to still look at Champs and be more prioritized towards doing well at Champs, but there's a lot of money on the line, so I do think they're still going to be going in and playing to the best of their ability at the Esports World Cup. So The group stages were revealed. There are a lot. I mean, there's a lot to see here. Just a couple things to note is there are some teams that are no longer under their former CDL brand and have rebranded. That being Minnesota Rocker is now G2 Esports. New York Subliners is Cloud9. I don't know if this is going to stick for future seasons, but at least for right now, LA Thieves are going under the 100 Thieves brand. The rest of the teams are still... Oh, and Optic Texas. They're not Optic Texas. They're just Optic Gaming. The rest of it still looking pretty much the same. So we're going to talk about each of the different groups here. And then that will allow us to then break it down. Oh, and Omit Brooklyn is just still Omit GG. So that is just something that we will be talking about as we look at some of these different groups. I am a little curious as I look up some of these teams here. I'm trying to figure out what these rosters are. So we have Omit Brooklyn is going to be, they have their roster figured out. They're going to be playing with Spark, Prolute, Fire, and Hamza is going to be their roster going into EWC, and they are going to be in the same group as the Carolina Royal Ravens, Vegas Legion, and Optic Gaming. That is group A. Personally, in terms of my predictions, as I'm looking at this, I don't know a lot about this specific roster. This is one that I'm very not familiar with. I didn't get a chance to watch too much Challengers this season. I'm hoping to be able to remedy that next season of COD, of Challengers and the CDL. But, I mean, I don't know too much about any of these players. I don't know any of their major histories or anything like that. But either way, I mean, a lot of, from what I've just seen across Twitter, is that this team has been very, very hyped up. Some of these players, there's been a lot of talks about trying to get them into the league. And so I think I would love to see, I'd love to see them do well. But then kind of looking over the rest of this group, Carolina Royal Ravens, they recently picked up Beans from the Boston Breach, and they dropped Clayster. So Clayster is no longer playing for the Carolina Royal Ravens. And then Johnny, he stepped away due to some personal issues for the Vegas Legion, and I don't remember who they actually picked up. I know I knew it off the top of... I know I knew it at one point. They picked up Flame. So they picked up Fame from LAG. LAG is not playing. Instead, there's a different team, but a lot of those players, I think there's only one player from LAG that didn't end up actually getting put back onto a roster prior to EWC, which is kind of sad, but LAG also did not perform the greatest at Champs, so they were not able to perform very well. And what I expect from this team, I don't know. I think, honestly, my personal prediction here is that for this team, and from the little bit that I've seen from scrims, just based off of CDL scrim intel, is that Vegas, they're not looking great against some of their group members. I think the only teams that they've managed to beat so far are Stallions, which Stallions is FaZe Black, because FaZe is not allowed to have more than one team. So Stallions are essentially that same team of FC Black. But either way, my Group A predictions, top two move on from group stages and then go into a single elim bracket. I'm going to be expecting Optic to be taking it as first, and then I'm predicting Carolina to be that second place team. I'm hoping that Vegas can put up a solid fight here. I really would want to see them do really well, But Carolina, Beans has been meshing with the Carolina team. They've been doing really well in scrims. Beans is an animal. He doesn't really get the best limelight on the Boston Breach, but that is a little unfortunate, but that's okay. It kind of is what it is at that point. So yeah, I'm going Optic Gaming, Carolina Royal Ravens for that first Group A. Group B, we've got Cloud9, which is the New York Subliners. Then we have the Seattle Surge, G2 Esports, which is Minnesota Rocker, and Gentle Mates. I honestly have no idea who the Gentle Mates are. I wonder if I can figure that out. Gentle Mates. Let's see who their roster is going into EWC. They apparently do a lot of Fortnite stuff. I don't know. I didn't see anything. I've never heard of this team prior to this. I bet I can find it on their website. Let's see. Roster. Oh, they don't even have their COD roster. They must have like just picked up a roster specifically for this. Either way, I mean, this is a bunch of teams that I just have no idea. They're a complete wild card, so I don't know exactly how to predict them, unfortunately. But that's just kind of how it be sometimes. And I'm just going to kind of leave it at that. All right, so as we pull this thing back up, we've still got Cloud9, Seattle Surge, G2 Esports for the rest of this. I feel like this one's pretty cut and dry. G2, the Minnesota Rocker team, this is one of the weirdest rosters I've ever seen. I don't expect them. I love Minnesota Rocker. I've been a Minnesota Rocker fan for a while, but I don't know if the pickup of Estriel and Diamond Con is going to be what this team really needs. So I don't really have a lot of hope. I really want to see Linz do well. I love Linz. He is a phenomenal SMG. He's a great sub player. He's wild. He's crazy. I love him. I really want to see him do well, and I think he's going to be held back by this Rocker team for a while. So honestly, I mean, just thinking about the fact that neither of them made it to champs, I definitely think that I would be expecting. I mean, this is going to be a pretty cut and dry group. I feel like it is going to be Cloud9 and Seattle Surge for Group B. I don't expect it to be too much shaken up from that, unfortunately. But yeah, that's just kind of where I'm looking at that. So Cloud9 is going to take it group number one as seed number one. Especially, I think Kismet is going to be coming back really, really strong after his champs performance, and he's going to be out with a vengeance to try and get back and prove that their team was capable of that back-to-back despite losing 5-1 in champs finals. Group C is going to be Toronto Ultra, Team Heretics, Stallions, and Boston Breach. I don't know who Team Heretics are going to have on their roster for EWC. Oops. I should have really looked into this a little bit. Heretics League of Legends. I know they've been around for a while. I'm going to see if they posted theirs. They might not have. They're another European team. I guess if they're Team Heretics, that might be the Miami Heretics. Yeah, so this is Team Heretics. That's me being absolutely goofy. Is going to be the Miami Heretics. So, Miami Heretics, I mean, they did better than I expected at champs, honestly. Between Riel, Lucky, Vickle. I don't even remember who their fourth member is. But honestly, I don't expect them to go too far. I would love an upset. But I don't know. Boston Breach, I'm not even going to get started on that. It's Boston. I want to give a lot of gas to Boston, but I can't. I still don't know what their decision-making is. I believe their roster right now is Snoopy, Snoopy, Awakening, Purge, and Cammy. So this is all a bunch of players except for Snoopy who were taken out of the league. and put down into challengers. And so at this point, you're kind of just expecting a team there that is just not going to be doing as strong. I mean, they're Boston. They didn't even qualify for champs. I don't expect them to do very well. I don't expect them to make it past groups. Then you have Stallions, which is FaZe Black. Their roster, I'm not going to lie, is looking really, really good for FC Black. But now they're rebranded as Stallions for the World Cup. So they've got ASIM. I'm trying to think of who all is on their roster. But they made it. They qualified. They're doing really good. So I think they've got I think if any of these teams here in this group are going to make it, Group C, it's going to be Toronto Ultra taking number 1. I mean, that's kind of a given. They're going to take first out of that group. And then coming out of that group, honestly, it's kind of a toss-up between, I think, Heretics or Stallions. I want to see Stallions take it because I love FC Black. I love ASIM. But I think for my actual prediction, I think it's going to be Heretics that are going to be the one coming out of that. I think Stallions just might not be able to play at the speed that is needed for CDL-type teams. So I think that is going to be what I expect there. So as Toronto Ultra and Team Heretics are going to be the ones to take it out of Group C. Group D is going to be pretty cut and dry. You got Atlanta FaZe and 100 Thieves, Team Falcons and Lore Gaming. Lore played really, really well in Challengers. They made it all the way to Grand Finals, took it all the way to Game 7 in Finals at Champs. But I think out of here, I mean, again, same kind of thing with Stallions. There's a whole different degree of players between going from challengers to in the league. And especially when you're going up against Thieves, finished top 4, they upset Ultra in winners bracket and then lost to them in losers bracket. I don't expect it to be too much more cut and dry. It's going to be 100 Thieves versus Atlanta FaZe coming out of groups for that. Gooby Yopachi, get out of here. Wow, what was that? I don't know what just happened to my voice there. That was weird. That was really weird. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty cut and dry right there. Falcons and Lore, I don't even know who Team Falcons are bringing, but I don't expect it to be too much more than that. Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much my predictions there. So Group A is going to be Optic and Carolina Royal Ravens. Group B is going to be Cloud9 and Seattle Surge. Group C is going to be Toronto Ultra and Team Heretics. And Group D is going to be 100 Thieves and Atlanta FaZe. I don't expect any of the non-CDL teams to make it. I would love to be proven wrong, but I think that's just based off of previous performances and currents in scrims. I think that's just what we're going to be looking at there. Gooby, this is my message to you. Yeah. All right. So the next thing I want to talk about in this video, I know this is going to be kind of a long one. We're already, approaching 19 minutes, and I don't want to take too long. But the next big thing that I want to talk about is more information. This is per the Esports World Cup rulebook. All participants must at all times observe the highest standards of personal integrity and good sportsmanship. Participants are required to behave in a professional and sportsmanlike manner in their interactions with other participants, teams, etc. And then participants shall not use obscene or offensive gestures or profanity in their tags, player handles, team branding, game chat, live play, communications, lobby chat, shoulder content, interviews, or other public-facing communications of any kind. So, as you can see in this picture, one person who I think is going to absolutely struggle is going to be Scrappy, being somebody who does not have a filter when it comes to what he talks about in the league. He is not afraid to cross a few boundaries that I've talked about a lot. I rant about it a lot on Twitter. I think Scrap definitely, as much of an icon as he is for the CDL, he definitely goes along the lines of being unprofessional, and I really think the league needs to kind of crack down on that. And I think EWC will be a good showing for that. I think this will actually be a great showcase for people who may be interested in watching Call of Duty but don't want to deal with things like Scrappy and other players. It's not just Scrap. I mean, other players are this way. Scrap is this way, Draza, and it's just been like that. I mean, I very much expect this to be something. I very much think that this is going to be good and hopefully a good wake-up sign. I know a lot of the community is looking at it saying that the EWC is soft. I think it's something more along the lines of the EWC is actually wanting to present themselves in a professional manner and show that if they're going to be the greatest esports world tournament, then they are going to need to show up, and the players are going to have to perform and act like they are the best in the world, not just player-wise, but also in their professional behavior. Because that's something that, even in traditional sports, you look at some of the different things that happen in traditional sports. NFL players get fined for bad behavior. NBA players get fined for bad behavior. In any sport, if you were acting unprofessional and toxic, you get fined, you get punished in some capacity. And I have said multiple times that this needs to happen in this is something that needs to happen in the CDL if the CDL is going to get better. A lot of people bank it all off in college as, oh, good COD fun. I hate that. It's a cop-out. I don't agree with it. So I'm glad that the EWC is making these changes. I'm glad that they're going to be expecting players to behave professionally. Let me know what you guys think down in the description below, or down in the comments below, about these rule changes, as well as also let me know about what you think about my group's predictions, because that's pretty much going to be all that we're going to be talking about in this YouTube video. I think it's going to be a super fun event. I'm excited to see what these teams pull out and how the whole event is going to go. I think it's going to be super fun. I think it's going to be really cool, and it's going to be a great showcase of good professional Call of Duty and not what we have been seeing in the CDL. So either way, that's going to be the end of it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. Do all that. Like, comment, subscribe. Apparently, according to Gooby, smash that patchy button. Don't know what the heck that means. But either way, I'll see you guys next time in the next video. Hasta la bye-bye.